All right, the historic hush money trial against former US President Donald Trump has reached its final stage. And as we speak, both prosecution and defense are delivering their closing arguments before a 12-member jury begins deliberating on their verdict from Wednesday. Let's take a look at what we know about the historic case so far. Now, Donald Trump has been charged on 34 counts. That essentially accuses him of falsifying business records as part of a broader effort to keep stories about his alleged affairs from becoming public during his 2016 presidential elections. Now, Trump has pleaded not guilty on all of these accounts and denies any wrongdoing. During the course of the past 5 weeks, a total of 22 witnesses were brought to the stand, out of which prosecution called on 20 and defense only 2 witnesses. Despite speculations, Donald Trump did not testify. Now let's look at some of the star witnesses. Now first up, we have porn star Stormy Daniels, the primary witness who was allegedly paid hush money to stay silent about her affair with the former president. Now Daniels testified against the returning presidential candidate in graphic detail. Next up is Michael Cohen, Trump's former fixer and attorney who took the stand as well. And Cohen allegedly made the hush money payment of over $130,000 to Stormy Daniels, the first witness that we were talking about now, which is, of course, the transaction that is at the core of this case. Then we, of course, have David Pecker. Now, Trump's longtime friend, Pecker was the publisher of the National Enquirer during the 2016 presidential campaign and then testified to suppressing negative stories against Donald Trump. Next up is Keith Davidson, who allegedly negotiated the hush money deals for Stormy Daniels and a Playboy model. Hope Hicks is also considered a key witness. Trump's former campaign and White House communications director spoke about a leaked tape from Access Hollywood and how the camp tried to contain the fallout. Lastly, of course, we have Robert Costello, who is an attorney and ex-federal prosecutor who was called to the stand by Trump's attorneys. Now, Costello is a crucial defense witness who is pivotal to undermining Michael Cohen's credibility. All right, so that's the story so far. We are now being joined by Susan Tehrani, our correspondent live from New York. Susan, good to see you. What is the latest you can tell us? Of course, this is the last day of closing arguments being produced as we speak.
Closing arguments by the defense. The prosecutors have said they need at least 4 hours for their closing arguments. But I think what's interesting right now is we're waiting for Biden-Harris campaign officials to make a statement outside of this courtroom, which is very odd. Not that anything regarding this case has been ordinary. And also, you know, ultimately, I think what we're going to be waiting for is perhaps as early as this week, the jury might start deliberations. Whether or not we'll get an answer by the end of this week, or, you know, they could deliberate for up to 2 weeks, again, is yet to be seen. But I think the most important aspect right now is what prompted Biden administration officials to go outside of this courtroom, despite the fact that the president has been trying to keep his distance from this case, at least publicly. Different story in front of donors. And what do they want to say outside of the courtroom?
Absolutely. Those are some questions we will be closely looking at. Thank you so much for speaking with us, Susan. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.